Hey Abundant Parents, it's Leah. In this video, I have my youngest daughter with me, and because I don't often use actual law of attraction terms with my kids, I thought it would be really fun just to kind of see what they think about all of this universal energy woo-woo. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, please subscribe. I do post a new video at least once a week, sometimes more. So also,
ring the bell to receive notification every time I post a new video.
Nailed it. Also hit the bell. So, do you know what the law of attraction is?
I don't know.
Well, the law of attraction is a science based in quantum physics, which is a type of science that talks a lot about energy.
I knew it was a type of energy. Is it bad energy or good energy?
It's both. Like energy is attracted to itself. So, do you know what that might mean?
She's crazy.
I am a little crazy. I think it's a good crazy though. Law of attraction means that if you have good energy, good feelings, good attitudes that you put out into the world, then what's going to come back to you?
The same thing.
Yeah, and if you have bad feelings and bad energy and bad attitude, what's going to come back to you? Yeah, exactly. All right, next question. Are you ready? What is inner truth?
I know what truth is.
Okay, well, what's truth?
So truth is like I had candy for Halloween and you said to pick only 5 pieces when I picked 10. That's lying. But truth is like you said to only pick 5 pieces and I picked 5 pieces.
So that's doing what you would say you would do. That's definitely good morals. Inner truth is a knowing that you have within yourself that rings really true to who you are as a person. Your inner truth is that lying about how much candy that you ate makes you feel bad, then that kind of goes against your inner truth, right? That understanding that your soul has about you as a person that is always helping direct you to what feels good and feels bad. So sometimes people also call it inner guidance or intuition.
Wait, is this what you're trying to say? If your inner true self, like I don't know, you want to be a paleontologist?
That is definitely part of it. Because, you were born with your own purpose, with your own ideas. So if part of your purpose in your life is to be a paleontologist and do something with that.
It was just an example.
No, but I mean, it's a very appropriate example. Intuition and inner guidance and inner truth is also like maybe somebody asks you to do something and it just doesn't feel good, and so you kind of get like a bad feeling inside. Sometimes you might feel it in your heart, sometimes you might feel it in your stomach, but you just know it's not the right thing to do and it doesn't feel good for your inner truth. Maybe it's like there's like a whole bunch of gifts wrapped up under the tree, and maybe a friend comes over for a play date and they tell you should pull up the corners of all the gifts and look what's inside the presents. But it makes you feel bad because you know how special it is for your family to all open their gifts on Christmas, right? So it might make you feel kind of bad that they ask you to do that, right? When Mom talks about your soul and your spirit, what do you think
What do you think my spirit is? Like spirit animal?
Okay, well, let's do that. What do you think your spirit animal is?
A crow or a platypus? A crow or a platypus.
What do you think part of your purpose is here on Earth in this life?
My purpose?
What do you think energy is?
Like bad energy or good energy? Or like the crazy energy. So good energy is like if you say you're not going to fall down the hill when you ski, then that's not going to happen. And when you say I'm going to fall down the hill, that's going to happen. And like energy when you eat too much candy.
Oh, there's also that kind of energy, like how you fuel your body. Yeah. There's also the energy that is in the computer and camera right now as we're filming and in the light that's lighting us.
And like TV energy.
Mm-hmm. But we talk about that first energy. What else do we call it? We call it setting our intention, right?
Yes.
What does mom mean? And you touched on it just a little bit ago, but what does mom mean when I talk about setting your intention?
Intention is like when you said, I'm not going to fall, I am not going to fall, you're not going to fall. Like that. Pretty
darn close. So what you're saying is setting your intention means when you expect that good things are going to happen, good things happen. When you expect bad things are going to happen, bad things happen, right?
Yeah.
And you know what else that is? That's also part of that law of attraction, right?
Yeah.
When you have bad thoughts and you set your intention towards bad thoughts, that's attracted back to you too, right?
Okay. Can I get some water?
Yeah. What is self-love and self-care? What would be another way of saying self-love? Maybe loving yourself? Yeah. And what do you think are some ways that you can love yourself?
You can love your art. You can love even your hair.
Yeah, you can love the art that you make.
You can love your eyes. You can love anything about you.
Mm-hmm.
But it can be mean if you say that's the only person you think is going to do this or do that.
So what you're saying is self-love is okay as long as
You don't make it a bragging.
you don't make it a bragging thing.
Yeah.
So do you think it's okay to love yourself, but it's not okay to think that other people aren't capable of doing things or having self-love because you're just so amazing? That's how you think that it's kind of negative? Yeah. What do you think non-judgment is?
I think it's not judging.
Yep. It's not judging. Sometimes we can have judgments that are good judgments.
Like I'm judging. I don't think my feet are fast enough to run a weight.
That might be a negative judgment. Or what about when we think about other people? Do you think there can be good and bad judgment? I kind of think that there can, right? Like you can think good things about another person, or you can judge that person and be like, man, I don't like that person because of whatever reasons you come up with. When Mom talks about the universe, what do you think I'm talking about?
Like the space universe?
When I talk about trusting the universe, usually I'm not talking about outer space. I'm talking about universal energy and the energy of love, which sometimes people refer to as God. So when I talk about trusting the universe,
Trusting God.
trusting God, trusting that law of attraction too, right? Trusting that if you put that good energy out into the world, that it'll come back to you.
Oh.
Thank you. What do you think consciousness is?
Like the conscious, like unconscious.
That's part of it, yeah. When Mom talks about consciousness, what I'm talking about is really paying attention to what we're thinking about. For example, if you've been really working on that self-love that we were talking about, and part of what you're working on is to say kinder things about yourself and to set more positive intentions, and you're bringing consciousness to it, you might recognize that you're not always as positive as you should be.
Is this unconsciousness what you're trying to say to me?
It can be.
It's out of my head. Oh, it's back. Is it like I said a bad word about me?
It depends on if you are aware that you're doing it or not.
Conscious about.
What does it mean when all of us are super frustrated and angry and Mom says she needs a timeout?
That you have some alone time. That's what I have learned.
And what does Mom do when I have my timeout?
You lay in your bed.
I lay in my bed. So do you know what I'm doing when I have my timeout and I'm laying in bed?
You're taking the energy out of your head and putting good thoughts in your head.
Kind of. And do you know how I'm doing that?
By thinking of good thoughts.
Also, I take time to take really deep breaths. You know how when you're frustrated, I encourage you to take deep breaths? You know who else does that? Me.
Tapping?
And I totally do tapping. Don't you feel better when you do tapping?
More or less.
What does it mean to be a master of your emotions? What's your favorite vegetable?
Carrots.
Not even broccoli? Roasted broccoli? What's your favorite fruit?
Easy. All.
What do you think about unicorns?
I think most unicorns would be extinct. I only think there's like 10 unicorns in the world now.
What is your favorite crystal?
Let me go get it. This crystal.
Ooh, that's a good one. It's like rainbow. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you love seashells?
100. Actually, more than 100. Infinity.
There you have it, folks. Thank you so much for your help. If you'd like to hear more, I invite you to check out the Abundant Parent membership. Each month, I host an expert in their field to help bring you tips and tools to be the best parent that you can be, the parent that connects with their kids best. You can go to theabundantparent.com, click on the tab that says membership.
And ring the bell to receive notification every time Leah posts a new video.
We actually already did that at the beginning.
Darn it!
Bye. Thank you so much, and I'm wishing you a day full of light, love, and
abundance!
What's your favorite animal?
That's easy. Platypus.
Platypus. Isn't that just platypi?
No,
There's no
platypus.
S on the end of it, right?
Platypus.
How do you say plural of platypus? I think it's just platypi. I don't think you add the S.
No, it's platypus. You can even ask the internet.
I'm totally gonna ask the internet. Hey, internet! I don't even have, like, Alexia or whatever it's called. Alexa?
Alexa.